Hi there, this is Linda, and in this video I'm going to put together a project using the digital glow story kit from Ali Edwards. I do have the physical kit and stamp coming, but they're not here yet, and I wanted to go ahead and dive in because I just love this kit so much. I love the bright colors, and I think that this kit lends itself really well to digital because the colors and the elements I think look so great using vellum or foil or a lot of different techniques that you can use with digital. So I wanted to jump on here and kind of explain my thought process in what I did digitally, and then I will speed you up and put this page together. So this is going to be a multiple page layout for my daughter's album. Most of my scrapbooking is 9 by 12 or smaller, but her albums are 12 by 12. As well as my project life, but I only do like pocket pages in 12 by 12 in there. So hers is the only time I ever do 12 by 12 traditional layouts, really. And this entire spread is going to be about her cross country season, her junior year in high school, which has just recently wrapped up. I thought that the glow theme really worked well with that because I really liked this like get your glow on and just kind of how you either like glowing after running or just glowing like shining in your element. So I thought that it would be really fun to put together a spread for her album about her entire season. So I wanted to print out a full 12 by 12 photo, which you see here, of her running. And then I'm going to pair that with a 12 by 12 pocket page. And you probably can't see, but this is a Design A page protector. So it's got the 4 4x6 pockets and 4 3x4 pockets. So it's going to be this 12 by 12 photo on this side and the pocket page on this side to include more stuff. And then in the middle, I'm going to make an 8.5 by 11 insert that is going to be a pocket. So when I saw this card, this story card with the like glowy look of the stars on there, I thought that this would be gorgeous as a printed on vellum. So I enlarged it so that it was 8.5 by 11 wide and printed it out in vellum. And my thought is I'm going to crop it down and stitch it on here. And this is going to turn into a huge pocket. Then I'm going to put some stuff in the pocket. So what I've planned for in the pocket, I have this certificate she got for cross country that's just going to live in there. And then I made these 2 tags. One has the meet schedule and one has all of her times for this season. I also printed out a few other embellishments from the kit. This is one of the chipboard pieces. I enlarged it so that it would be the right size to punch out with this 3-inch hole punch. Because I'm using such a large scale for this project, I kind of wanted these embellishments larger. I also printed out some of these starburst shapes, and I plan to cut those out by hand. I'm not entirely sure where they're going to go yet, but I didn't want to waste any of this paper, and I thought it would be fun to have a few more embellishments across my spread. For these pages, I printed them on, this is the Luster photo paper from Canon, which I have a new Canon photo printer that is a large size. So I really like the Luster paper because you get that kind of glossy finish and like deeper colors that you normally want from photos, because the matte photo paper tends to look almost just like cardstock, but it's not super shiny. So there's not like that glare off of it, and you can write on this much more easily. And I think that the digital elements come out so great on this paper. For this one, I printed on the 13 by 19. But because I have the large format printer, and this is the true glossy photo paper just because that is what I could find in that size. I also have one of her bibs from running that I think I'm just gonna adhere that to the back of this pocket. I thought about, typing up more journaling or putting more photos, and I really just wanted to leave it with what I had so far. And so I think I'm just gonna put this bib on here. And I'm not entirely sure yet how that's gonna work out. But this is my starting point. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna crop all these things down. I had printed out enough photos and cards for these pockets, the 12 by 12 photo, and then these other embellishments and elements here, and I'm going to put this page together. I realized I forgot to show you the best thing I did, my favorite part of this so far, which is this, I used my foil quill to make my own foil embellishments. So if you have the digital kit and you really love those foil, gold foil on vellum embellishments, you can make that exact same thing at home with the digital kit. And because I use the digital, I was able to blow this up, and my thought is I'm gonna put it like on this photo, and I'm not entirely sure where I'm gonna put that yet. And the other thing that I was thinking was I have these really large glittery letters, and I'm thinking of putting XC on here for cross country, but I'm not entirely sure exactly how that's going to play out yet. Okay, so the first step in putting together my spread is simply just cutting everything out. Because I printed at home and I did the digital, I printed just a lot of different elements. So I have 2 journaling cards there, one with my typing on it, and then all of my photos to go in the pocket pages, and then my 12 by 12 photo. So the 12 by 12 photo is kind of annoying to cut because my trimmer is slightly larger than 12 by 12, but then 12 inches, but not 13 inches. So I had to kind of cut it down with scissors, and then I'm just laying everything out. So I kind of came up with this layout while I was working on the computer. All of those photos I just sized to 3x4 or 4x6, except for the top left one. I backed it with one of the cards from the kit so that there'd be a little more color in there. So I just kind of put that to the side, and I'm going to work on this pocket first. So I printed out that Shine Bright card. I made it larger in Photoshop Elements, and I printed it on vellum. And the idea is that I'm going to make a pocket with it on that gray cardstock to store a few things in. So I made these 2 tags in Photoshop Elements. To make them, I just used a tag shape that was from December Daily. And I just used that as a clipping mask and added some of the cards from the kit. And I just kind of duplicated the cards over and over until it covered the full background. And then I'm adhering them down on black cardstock just because they're going to be able to come out of the pocket. So I wanted something on the back rather than just the back of photo paper. I could have just left them as is, but this gives them a little more sturdiness. And if you look at the back, it looks more finished. So I'm just kind of lining everything up here, trying to decide if I want this pocket to go the full height that I printed it or if I wanted it shorter, and I decided that this size works. So I'm just going to temporarily adhere it down with washi tape there, and then I took it over to my sewing machine and stitched it down. I had gold thread in my sewing machine already from some December Daily prep, and I thought that that worked really well with this kit, so I just went with it. A lot of times I get too lazy to change my thread, so as long as the color that I have works, then I will just go with it. I also have my December Daily supplies out on my table right now, including this gold washi, so I saw it there and I thought that that would make a nice little edge to the pocket to make it look a little more finished. And then I'm going to put all of these things in here. I just punched the holes in those, and I went and got some ribbon from my stash to thread through there and staple down. If I had to do this over again, I would delete the hole punch from the digital version of the tag because my hole punch was slightly smaller than that once I resized it to fit the size I wanted. So I could just punch the hole and not have that white spot. For the back of this, I'm just going to adhere down this number that my daughter had from one of the races. And I punched out, this was one of the chipboard shapes, and I printed it large enough to use, I think that's a 3-inch circle punch. And then I just punched it out and stapled it down. And I want that on the back of my pocket. So I decided that because that number is kind of fragile, I really wanted it in a page protector, but this pocket can't go in a page protector. So what I decided to do was slip the back side into the page protector and then use red line tape to adhere this pocket to the front of the page protector. And that also gives it the holes there that you need to keep this in the album. Because this page is smaller than the other two, that kind of go with it, I decided to add a little tab on here, an Avery Index tab, and then I'm just stamping something. I know you can't really see it in here. I didn't put the stamp in here, but this is a much older Ali Edwards set. I think it's like the very first story stamp ever, and I just stamped the word loving on both sides there of that piece of paper to slip in that tag. I just kind of left the rest of the pocket plain because I feel like the items in it decorate it so much. And now I'm going to work on this divided page protector here. So what I did was I printed out some of the starburst shapes, and I'm just kind of fussy cutting them out. I put it on super speed because that takes a while, but I really don't mind doing it. It's kind of relaxing to do while watching TV. And so I printed out 3 of them of colors that I thought would look nice, and I just am laying them out on some of the photos, and then I'm going to embellish them with some other stuff in my stash. Because I'm working with the digital kit here, I do like to mix in physical products, but I don't yet have the physical glow kit. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. So what I'm doing is pulling out some items from my stash that coordinate really well with this kit. So I saw that there were the word phrase strips in the glow kit, and that reminded me that I have a bunch of those in my stash that I would like to use. So I went through and pulled out some ones that also had gold on them because I liked the gold that I was bringing in with this kit. This glow kit really just goes with these like neons and metallics. So I just kind of wanted to go with that. And I also pulled out these gold chipboard asterisks, and I'm using those just to create embellishment clusters. What I like to do for pages like this with the pocket pages is just kind of repeat the same formula over and over for embellishing. So each of these 3 embellishment clusters is the same thing. It's one of the starburst, a word phrase strip, that these torn apart ones, and then a gold asterisk. I also added a word phrase strip onto that journaling card there. So my daughter found another number, so I just stuck that in the pocket, and she actually found another one after I finished filming this video, so that's also going to live in that pocket. And then I'm slipping everything into the pocket. So I really apologize about the glare. I'm trying out filming with my overhead lights on because it gives me more flexibility to film more videos. But I like to film with natural light, and that just is very limiting. So let me know if this is really annoying, if I should go back to just doing natural light, or if this works, because then I could probably film more process videos. So I am working on putting this Shine Bright, which I created with my foil quill, on here, and I printed it onto vellum, but it was kind of too transparent, and I didn't like the way that the photo shone through it, so I doubled up the vellum behind it, and then I decided to stick it in that top right corner. I wanted it in the top left, but those yellow trees shone through it too much, and the Shine Bright didn't stand out, and I'm still not really loving it. And then I wanted to put this XC down here for cross country, and then it kind of goes on my daughter's foot, so I'm not thrilled with the placement, but I think it works. And then I'm just journaling on here that she was on junior varsity, and this is her junior year cross country. So that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching.